Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. Welcome to Wednesday 16.2. And I'm not fully charged. Sun's been out for a while. So anyway, what am I up to today? I want to get the DR200 here started. Give this thing a cold start. I just want to show you guys, I try to teach you guys, or I try to document something worthwhile on each one of these things I do, right? I mean, otherwise, moron rebuilds carburetor, puts gas in bike, and starts bike, right? I mean, yeah, that's not exactly a thrill. I try to do something unique for myself and to teach you guys something also. The carburetor rebuild was fairly typical, nothing exciting. It looked like any typical carburetor that you let gas go bad in. This is the carburetor that was on there, by the way. This is, which is not the OEM carburetor, because the young man who owned this bike, just a quick story. Stories are always pretty cool. He graduated high school and went to Nantucket, and he used to work where the ferry dropped people off, and he would drive a van. He would pick up families there and deliver them to wherever they were staying on the island. Anyway, and I guess he would he'd have a tendency to date a lot of young ladies that he would meet from the boat, from the shuttle, from the ferry. And some of those young ladies had boyfriends who kind of wanted him dead. But I mean, imagine this young guy, right? You know, 20, 21, with a motorcycle, and the young lady could ride on the back, and they'd go explore, the island, go out to lighthouses and abandoned beaches, and do what young people do. And I guess at one point he upset one of them, and they smashed, particularly the carburetor area, with a hammer. So they smashed it all in. So he had to have the carburetor changed. Anyway, I thought that was a really kind of a cool story, so I figured I'd tell it to you. So we had the carburetor changed. So this is not the OEM carburetor. Just quickly, if you guys are familiar with the choke doesn't use a butterfly valve. It uses a sliding valve that actually opens up and enriches the mixture. Well, I didn't have a cable to fit it, so I got a short piece of cable, and on the end here, what I did is I wrapped copper bell wire around there. Then I put a little flux on it, went downstairs and hit it with my propane torch and a little bit of solder, tin antimony solder, because you can't get the lead stuff anymore. And I put a ball on it, right? And I don't know. Let's see if this thing will focus up. And you guys could see I kind of touched it up with the grinder till it got to the right size. And now, let me just slide it on here and I'll show you guys. Right, now it kind of goes on there, and when I want to richen up the mixture, I just pull on the cable. Once again, I didn't want to destroy that one cable I showed you guys the other day, so I figured I'd just go with this. From the abuse this thing took, you guys could see, right? It's got some damage on it. I mean, nothing that's causing it any trouble. It seems that when I started it up last time, it didn't have any trouble. So I don't know why I decided to show you this. Now you guys have to wait for me to do one-handed jack here until I get everything back in place. Bang, right? So when I want to start it, I just kind of give this a little pull, right? And that richens up the mixture. I'm going to put a little gas in here and make sure she's got gas. Okay, looks like it's got gas. I got a battery in it that's kind of dead, right? That that Walmart never start. So let's just turn this on, right? And then you guys remember I drilled the lock out, right? Took all the guts out of this and just gonna do it with 2 hands. Sorry about that. Look at that. We got lights. This one, the push button's on the wrong side. I don't know if I'm going to need to richen it up. So the neutral light's on, the high beam's off, headlights on, headlight high. It does not have turn signals. It obviously doesn't have too much going on there. You guys can see it really doesn't smoke. Probably already out of gas. I only put gas in the bowl. So, got a little light there. Finish turning it off. There we go. So here we are. What am I going to do with this thing? My problem with this bike is I'm not that tall, right? There's my crotch and there's the bike. So for me to get on this thing, I got to throw my leg way over. And once I'm on it and I settle it down, it's not bad. I could touch the ground and so forth. But it's really not a bike I'm very comfortable riding. It's just a little tall for me. This year this bike is leaving. I'm probably gonna finish it up. I got to get the gas tank onto it, and I'm gonna finish it up. And I'm gonna sell it as a can be ridden on the road, right? I'm gonna give them the title, whoever buys it, and I'm either going to put it up for sale, and I'm not quite sure about the number yet, or I'm going to try to trade it. Sometimes there are characters out there who want to go from 4 wheels onto 2 wheels. So eventually I guess I'm going to pop it up on Craigslist and try to get rid of it that way. It's a little early for motorcycles, though the more hardy folks are already out riding them. From my house, I'm not all that far from a high school and a major thoroughfare where people go blasting up and down them with motorcycles. Also, my road being kind of a rural road, a lot of people like to blast up and down that bike. So I hear the bikes going by, though I haven't heard any yet today, or at least not that I'm recalling right off the top of my head. So that's what's gonna become of this. Everything I did to this today, I did correctly. I rebuilt the carburetor correctly. I put the air filter on it, which is going to stay on it. The seat is, well, I already lost the seat. Oh no, the seat's on the front of the 300 there. So I do have to do something with this cable, and I have to see if this, now that I got it running and I know the carburetor is going to work out for me, I got to see if this cable is long enough. One could get these. They go for somewhere around 20 bucks over eBay, right? So I don't know, I'll probably mount it somewhere like there. It looks like it should be long enough to do what I need it to do. So I'm probably going to mount that up with the choke. So I'll get the choke working, and then once the choke's working, the gas tank's on it, I guess it's ready. You know, I'll throw a $20 battery into it, and I guess it's ready to go. Very quickly, just for numbers, throwing numbers around, if one has to choke up 20 bucks for that cable, 25 bucks on a battery, plus I did put that air filter on there. I think that's one of them $10 items. Even if you get a bike for free, you know, I had already mentioned the battery, that, you know, almost runs. See how quickly I've cruised right through a $50 bill on this. It's just amazing, and I'm also getting the parts for next to nothing. If one went to the local Honda Suzuki motorcycle guy and said, "Yo, put this cable on there for me," if he's got 20 bucks in the cable and he's got the major part of an hour into it, that has to be a $100 bill. The battery, even if he's getting the cheap, crappy batteries, gel cells that I'm getting, still you gotta put a number on it. If this thing went into the repair shop, once again, it's close to running, right? If he put an hour into rebuilding the carb, smash that air filter element on it, and all the other crap, he's got to hit you with a $200 to $300 bill, right? So to put this thing up for sale and to say, oh, well, you know, I guess in my day, I'd buy a barely runner or a runner and give something, you know, 50 to 100 bucks. It just can't be like that anymore, right? There's not enough money. Unless you just say, hey, that piece of crap don't run, take it off my hands. You know, that's $50 to $100 works, but to actually go through the trouble of firing it up and putting it out there, it would be very, very hard to do for those small numbers. Anyway, I've been babbling for about 13 minutes. I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up, and get out there and enjoy all your days, especially when it's really beautiful like this. Take care now, folks. Bye.